Hi, welcome to Math with Miss V. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to do addition and subtraction with fractions. For example, we have 3 over 5 plus 1 over 5. If the denominator is the same, we're just gonna combine the numerator, because if the denominator is the same, it means it's the same amount of the pieces and the same size. For example, the first friend ate the pizza 3 pieces out of 5 pieces of a pizza. It's cut the pizza cut by 5 pieces. The second friend ate 1 piece out of the same pizza, which is cut by 5 pieces. It means the denominator gonna stay the same. We're just gonna combine the numerator to see together how many pieces of a pizza they ate. They ate together 4 pieces of a pizza out of 5 pieces. Okay. What about the subtraction? Let's say we have 9 over 11 minus 3 over 11. Again, if the denominator is the same, the first friend ate 9 pieces out of 11 pieces of a pizza. The second friend ate 3 pieces out of 11 pieces of a pizza. The size of the pieces in this situation are the same. So, first friend ate 9, second friend ate 3 out of 11 pieces of a pizza. How much more pizza the first friend ate than the second one? So 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 out of 11 pieces of a pizza. So if the denominator is the same, we are just adding or subtracting the numerator. Okay, what about the mixed number? If I have, for example, 3, 1 over 13 plus 7, 3 over 13. What I will suggest you to line up. You remember we were lining up when we were doing addition with the whole numbers. For example, tens placed together and ones placed together. Ones placed together, tens placed together. Then we were combining ones placed together and putting in a ones place in the answer line, and combining the tens placed together and putting in a tens place in an answer line. So the same thing we're gonna do with the mixed numbers, addition and subtraction. Later on, you're gonna see that it's easier when we are lining up the mixed numbers. Okay, 3, 1 over 13 plus 7, 3 over 13. Okay, let's combine this. First of all, I'm gonna combine the fractions. The denominator is the same. It means I'm just gonna combine the numerators. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 over 13. And my whole number is 3 plus 7, which is 10. So the answer will be 10 and 4 over 13. What if I have 4 over 5 plus 1 over 10? In this situation, the denominator is not the same. So to be able to combine these fractions, I need the same denominator. How to make the same denominator? This is 10, this is 5. I'm gonna get the least common multiple of these two numbers, these two denominators. First one is 5, second one is 10. Okay, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, did you see? I'm not gonna continue because I already see the 10, and 10 times 1 is 10. So I already get the least common multiple, which is 10. So the second denominator is already 10. I'm gonna make the first fraction's denominator 10. How to do that? How to make the 5 10? I'm just gonna multiply by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. So now my first fraction's denominator is 10. But you remember, to have equal fractions, whatever you are doing in a denominator, you have to do the same thing in a numerator. So 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 over 10. Now my denominators are the same. I'm just gonna combine the numerators. 8 plus 1 over 10, which is 9 over 10. Let's do another example. 3 over 8 plus 1 over 6. Okay. We need to make the denominators the same. We need the least common multiple. Least common multiple of 8 and 6. Later on, you're gonna do it mentally. Don't worry about it. Okay, least common multiple. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, 24 is divisible by 6. I'm gonna stop there. So 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. Did you see my least common multiple is 24? So how to make this 24? 8 times what gonna be 24? 3. But you remember the same thing we have to do in a numerator. Okay, so it's gonna be 9 over 24. The second fraction, 6 times what gonna be 24? 4. The same thing I have to do in a numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Now, the denominator is the same. I'm just gonna combine the numerators. 9 plus 4 over 24. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 over 24. Okay, now let's do another example with the subtraction. For example, I have 5 over 9 minus 1 over 3. Okay, the least common multiple of these two denominators, it's obvious, of course. It's 9. 9 is divisible by 9. 9 is divisible by 3. So I'm not gonna write it down. It's just this one is 9. I'm gonna make the 3 as a 9. 3 times 3 is 9. The same thing I'm gonna do in a numerator. So 5 over 9 minus 3 over 9. Now the denominators are the same. I'm just gonna subtract the numerators, which is equal to 2 over 9. Let's do a subtraction with mixed numbers. For example, I have 17 and 4 over 9 minus 12 and 2 over 3. Okay, you remember I told you as we are doing subtraction with the whole numbers, for example, 42 minus 17. Yes, we are lining up the ones placed together and tens placed together. So the same thing we're gonna do with these mixed numbers. 17 and 4 over 9 minus 12 and 2 over 3. Okay, first of all, if you don't remember how we were doing the subtraction with the whole number, let's do that. Okay, 2 minus 7, we can't do that. We have to borrow from the tens place. We're gonna give 1 10 to the ones place. Together gonna become 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. Now, because there is a barring sign on the top of the 4, it's 1 digit less. It's 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now let's continue to solve this problem. Okay, first of all, I told you already, we have to subtract the fractions, then we're gonna subtract the whole numbers. Okay, let's make the denominator the same. This is 9, this is 3. What's gonna be the least common multiple? Of course, it's gonna be the 9. I have to make this 9 too. How I'm gonna do that? 3 times 3, the same thing I'm gonna do here. 2 times 3. Okay, it's gonna be 6 over 9. I'm gonna write it down, the first fraction, which is 4 over 9. Okay, now the denominator are the same. I'm just gonna subtract the numerators. 4 minus 6, I can't subtract 4 minus 6. So how I did in a whole number situation, I borrow from the tens place. Now I'm gonna borrow from the whole number. I'm gonna borrow from the whole number and I'm gonna give it to the fraction. So now 4 over 9 gonna become 1 and 4 over 9. Okay, I took 1 whole and give to the fraction. 1 and 4 over 9, I'm gonna make it improper fraction. You remember how to do that. If not, go and check my previous videos. So the denominator gonna stay the same. 9 times 1 plus 4 is 13. Now, 13 over 9 is greater than 6 over 9. I can subtract it. The denominator is the same. It's 9. I'm going to subtract the numerators. 13 minus 6 is 7. Now let's subtract the whole numbers. Because there is a borrowing sign on the top of 17, it's now 16. 16 minus 12 is 4. The answer will be 4 and 7 over 9. Let's review what we did here. So first of all, we line up the mixed numbers. We make the denominators the same by multiplying the second fraction's denominator and numerator by 3. Then we had the same denominator, but the first numerator was smaller than the second one. We couldn't subtract it. We will get negative number. So what we did, we borrow from the whole number and give to the fraction to make it bigger. After that, we just subtract the numerators, get the numerator, denominator will stay the same. Then because there is a borrowing sign on the top of the whole number, it's 1 digit less. We give 1 digit to the fractions. 16 minus 12 is 4. Let's try to do another example. 8. Okay, 3 over 6 minus 1 and 7 over 8. Okay, again the same way, I'm gonna line up these two mixed numbers, 8 and 3 over 6 minus 1 and 7 over 8. Okay, so first of all, we have to subtract the fractions and then we will subtract the whole numbers. Fractions, the denominator is not the same. Let's make it the same denominator. What is the least common multiple of 6 and 8? If you can't do it mentally, it's okay. You can write it down. Least common multiple of 6 and 8. So 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here because I know 24 is divisible by 8. 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24. So the least common multiple of 6 and 8 is 24. So both fractions, the denominators, I'm gonna make 24. Okay. So 8 times what gonna be 24? 3. I have to multiply 7 by 3 because you remember the equal fractions. When you are doing something in a denominator, you have to do the same thing in a numerator. Okay, 6 times 4 is 24. 3 times 4 will be 12. So I just multiplied both numerator and denominator, the same number, to get the same denominator eventually. Now, I have 12 over 24 minus 21 over 24. Okay, 12 is less than 21, so I'm not going to be able to subtract. I'm going to borrow from the whole number, and I'm going to give to the fraction. It's going to be 12 over 24. Now, I'm going to make this improper fraction. 24 times 1 plus 12 is 36 over 24. Now 36 is greater than 21. I can subtract them. 36 minus 21 and over 24. 36 minus 21 is 15. And because there is a borrowing sign on the top of the 8, it's 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. So the answer will be 6 and 15 over 24. Thanks for watching. See you next time.